Well, welcome back. People often associate inflammation with achy joints and arthritis. But that same inflammation is also the root of most health problems like bronchitis, heart disease, and even acne.
Who knew? Certified holistic health practitioner and nutritionist Viall knew, and she's here with truth about inflammation and how to reduce it in our bodies. Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
I think this is interesting. Inflammation, you know, it's true. We think about that with joints. We think about things like that. I didn't think about it with heart disease and bronchitis and things like that. How do they relate?
So anything with itis at the end, so bronchitis, even like hepatitis, diverticulitis, and those are things we don't think about. Itis is a good indicator that at the root cause there's some inflammation.
You know, and a lot of people want to turn to anti-inflammatories and drugs right away, but you're saying you can take care of the problem just by changing your diet up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It can definitely help. And you know, we need inflammation in the body. Acute inflammation, when you get a scratch or a sprain and it swells and it turns red, that's your body's way of healing.
That's good inflammation.
It's good inflammation. It's the chronic inflammation. It's the underlying inflammation that kind of builds up over time that ends up, you know, contributing to some of these conditions.
Okay. So the big thing that we can first start thinking about is antioxidants. Everybody's heard that high antioxidants are good for us, but you're going to kind of give us some tips on which ones are best.
Right. There are some powerhouse ones when it comes to inflammation. So blueberries and tart cherries are the two in regards to fruit. Just their colors too, you look at like the ripe, nice dark colors, they're full of compounds and antioxidants that help decrease inflammation. Now, tart cherries are hard to find.
Yeah.
Their season is kind of late spring, and you're not going to really find them too much at the grocery store, but you could get tart cherry juice. Now with this, you really want to make sure you read the label.
I was going to say, you're just getting all sugar.
Right, or you're going to get apple juice and then tart cherry is like down at the bottom, but just tart cherry, you should look, it should just have that, not, you know, any sugar added to it.
Okay.
But you could take this in the morning, or you could take it a couple times through the day to help.
And when you say take it, how much?
Like,
is this like
like a serving size?
Yeah,
an 8 ounce, 6 to 8 ounce serving.
And that'll help.
Yep.
And how about vegetables too?
Yep. So the big ones are cruciferous veggies. So these are the kind of stinky veggies: the broccoli, the cauliflower, the Brussels sprouts. And that smell is a sulfur. They're sulfur components, and sulfur is really good for the body to help to naturally detoxify. And so these really help to eliminate some of the toxins that can contribute to inflammation in the body. And the other one is going to be dark leafy greens like spinach, your collard greens. They're really rich again in antioxidants, but also in fiber. And fiber is important in helping eliminate any toxins.
For these, does it matter if they're raw, if they're steamed, if they're cooked?
Great question.
That's a good question.
Cruciferous veggies, always best cooked or lightly steamed. I mean, not like the limpy.
Not raw,
limp.
really, not raw.
Raw, it can be really hard on the body, and you kind of start talking about if people have like thyroid issues, you want to be careful with these veggies being raw, but you definitely want to at least lightly steam or roast or cook, not overcook, not like the limpy broccoli.
But you're still getting benefits. Like if you're having a spinach salad, you're still getting plenty of benefits,
right? Absolutely. So spinach, again, spinach isn't one of the cruciferous veggies. The green leafy veggies, you can have those. You can have those raw, but you can also have those cooked too. It's more so these like heartier vegetables that are going to be best lightly steamed or sautéed or roasted.
Now here do we have an example of healthy oils?
Yeah, these are monosaturated fats. So monosaturated fats are so important when it comes to inflammation. They're very anti-inflammatory. So we're talking about avocados, walnuts, olive oil, olives, pumpkin seeds, these coconut oil, all of those are going to kind of fit in that. They're, you know, this is different than the refined oils that we find in a lot of packaged food and a lot of takeout and restaurant food, which are actually the opposite. They're highly inflammatory. So you want to focus on swapping out your oils.
Do, you know, because you've got some seeds and stuff here, do almonds fit in this, or are they not as good as things like the pumpkin
pecans,
seeds?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I love
pecans.
pecans.
They're good. They're sources of healthy fat.
Yeah.
I brought the ones that are kind of like the best in monounsaturated.
Okay, I have one more question for you when it comes to avocado, because I love avocado and I think a lot of people are sort of on the avocado train right now.
Love it.
You know, toot toot. But here's the deal. Can you eat a whole one, or is this too much fat?
No, that's fine. You can eat a whole one. Again,
I mean, they're very full of calories too.
They are, but this is a very complete food. It has fat, fiber, and protein, and healthy carbohydrates in there. So yes, you can eat a whole avocado. What else are you eating with it? You know, but a whole avocado is
skip the
not like
chips.
a whole bag of tortilla chips, which we all are guilty of time to time. But it's not too much fat, and I think we're kind of getting over that hurdle of like, oh, just that little sliver of avocado, and that's enough. you're okay.
I feel like I
with
put it on everything, and I substitute avocado now for mayo on sandwiches,
Yeah.
and
Great
it gives you the same
substitution.
texture and
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
and taste. So.
Well, let's move on to the salmon. And are these sesame seeds? Because I love those.
Flax
Love 'em.
seeds.
Flax
So I'm
seeds.
sorry to
Those are good
disappoint
too.
you.
No, I love flax seeds.
I'll tip this
too.
up so
So
you can
these
see
are
these little guys.
omega-3s. Now, omega-3s, again, is something a lot of people have heard about in regards to inflammation, but omega-3s are help our body's natural anti-inflammatory processes.
Do you eat these raw, or how do you eat them?
Well, for flaxseed, I encourage you to grind them and then
Okay.
keep them in the fridge or freezer to keep the oil stable. And 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed are enough in a day. Having fish, 1 to 2 times a week is healthy. If you're going to go the fish oil route, you really want to be careful of what you get. There's a lot of stuff on the market that is not high quality, and you're not getting the benefit
Of the fish oil pills you're
the
talking
fish oil
about.
pills. So making sure it's molecularly distilled, it's third-party tested, it has the right amounts of EPA and DHA, because that's really why you're taking
Do
it.
you ever list, when you're talking about those kind of supplements on your website, do you ever list the brands that you think are great?
I do sometimes, yeah. I do the ones that you can buy in like
A Whole Foods
yeah, like
or-
a store.
Okay.
Okay, I think we have to go through these kind of quickly. You have water and green tea, both very, very good for
Yes.
you, obviously.
Water,
right?
obviously.
Yep.
Most people who are inflamed are dehydrated, so you don't need to, beat a dead horse, but water, yes. Drink
And then
water.
you wanted Tiffany and I to try these?
Yes.
Oh, it's warm.
So
Is it warm?
turmeric and ginger, these are
We hear
two
about turmeric
spices.
all the
yes.
time.
Now, one thing with turmeric is it's so healthy for circulation, joint health, removing congestion in the body, but turmeric needs to be
This is
paired.
so neon colored.
I know.
Why?
Smells like a
because of the
beach.
turmeric.
Really?
Yes. So
Smells like
turmeric needs to be
vacation.
paired with black pepper to make it more absorbable. So that's one thing I think a lot of people don't think about with turmeric. On its own,
I love
it's
it.
absorbable. Black pepper makes it like way more absorbable.
Did you put coconut milk
What
in
is
this or
in here?
something?
It's made with coconut milk, homemade coconut milk, ginger, black
so
pepper,
good.
turmeric, sea salt, and just a little bit of honey. So this is
Delicious.
a great anti-inflammatory tonic. The recipe you can find on my website. But this is something you could have in the morning or at night, and just to kind of have a natural, calming little cup of.
So this looks a little separated. Is that okay?
So good.
Yeah, it's okay. That's what most milk will do. When this is
coconut.
homemade coconut milk.
That's why it tastes like a
delicious.
vacation to me. 'Cause
Yes.
It's coconut oil. You put that on your skin.
Yes.
What did you
Ginger
call
and
it? A
turmeric.
what?
A vacation. Just like a vacation.
It's a vacation in a cup. Vacation is also very anti-inflammatory.
Real quick before we wrap up, I do want to know things that we should avoid,
Yes.
because that's a big thing. If we think that you may be feeling inflamed, or you might have some of the problems you talked about, any of the itises or whatnot, what shouldn't you eat?
Nightshades, and this I think is a surprise
I
for
don't know what that
people.
is.
So nightshades.
Is that a bird? I'm just kidding.
I thought you meant pull your shades down.
Native to Milwaukee only. It peppers, all kinds of peppers, bell peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, white potatoes,
White potatoes.
corn. These are foods that they're
How
not.
are tomatoes and peppers in there?
They're not
right?
unhealthy. They have an alkaloid called solanine, which helps trigger pain and inflammation. So if you're somebody who has arthritis or any sort of chronic achy joints, or even something like rheumatoid arthritis,
Yeah.
you want to get rid of nightshades in your
So
diet.
tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, white potatoes, that shocks me.
Yeah.
Okay, we're out of time, but anything else? White flours, you say margarine, vegetable oils,
Yep.
hydrogenated oils, and obviously the juices, soda, candy, and sweet.
Right,
Yeah,
avoid
the
those.
sugar.
Bad, bad, bad. All right, you can find lists of all this and more with Back to Food with Maria at mariaviall.com/inflammation for more on these foods, what to avoid, what to eat. Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, thanks for
This
having
is
me.
good.
I know, it's
Yeah,
so
vacation
good.
in a cup.
Cheers.
All right.